Going into this, I was very excited. I was one of those kids that sort of grew up watching Sword Art Online, and knowing that it was sort of getting remade in a more thought out way thanks to SAO Progressive, I was very hyped. For those of you that don't know, hey, my name is Akira and I talk about things that interest me. So let's talk about the new SAO movie, Aria of a Starless Night. So the first thing I want to mention is that yes, the entire movie is the first 2 episodes of the original SAO, but the main protagonist this time is Asuna. At first I was a bit worried because we've been through this whole journey with Kirito, but I kind of like the change now that I watched the movie. It made it more enjoyable that we got to see something through a different point of view, and it really made me happy that I got to see these scenes remade. Like the introduction to the SAO where Akihiko explains the world, like the first floor boss fight. And whoa, damn, he's swole as heck! Asuna was one of those characters that didn't really get a chance to get fleshed out properly. I love the Mother Rosario's arc, and the bit of the scenes that we also got with Asuna in SAOalization. I also love the scene where Asuna shows her mother the world of VR. In the movie, we get to see Asuna before she gets the chance to change. And comparing it to what we know so far, it's sort of similar. Except in the original SAO, Asuna was more capable of speaking forward while looking back at the movie. Asuna is trying to be like the perfect daughter. It's very interesting to see that kind of character development, like before and after how she was. And honestly, I can't wait to see how Asuna grows. Before I continue, I need to give you guys a secret mission. If you like this video and leave a comment saying what your favorite show is, then I can help the Magic CEO of his TV problems. Alright, back to the video. Speaking of the characters, what do I think about them? Well, Kirito's a lovable dork as he tries to be cool and fails at it. Yeah, me too, man. He also looks like he's scared to interact with a girl or something. It couldn't be me. We actually get introduced to a brand new character, Mito. This new character reminded me of what Klein was to Kirito in the first episode of SAO. You know how Kirito bonds with someone and is able to share the grief when they realize that they're trapped in the game? Yeah, it's pretty much that, except it's so much better. Because Mito actually stays with Asuna instead of Klein just running off. And Mito also teaches her the ropes of how to play the game, instead of just, abandoning. Well, something like that does happen, but we'll talk about that later. Mito's character is that she's a gamer, and a good one. She had a hard time making friends or something because she was way too good at video games. Couldn't be me. I honestly wanted a bit more from Mito's personality. There are hints that there is more to her, but we sadly don't really get to see that. I'm not sure it's because the movie's not long enough or just because she wasn't really the center focus and Asuna was. But overall, yeah, I liked seeing her on screen. Speaking of like the entire movie, the tone of this movie just feels a little off at times, but I think that's just me nitpicking. I was very confused because throughout the movie, it's painted that, yeah, this is not a fun game. This is truly a game of life or death. I was honestly so impressed at some of these scenes. It feels so tense and scary. Like that scene when Asuna tries to fight the direwolf, that literally had me at the edge of my seat because it felt like we were going to kill Asuna right then and there. Obviously, we're not going to because, she's the main character and the rest of the movie has to happen, but like, it honestly did feel like that. This world of SAO feels so scary. We even get scenes where Mito talks about how often you find rigged chests that can easily summon a group of high-level enemies if you aren't careful enough. I love this darker world of SAO. So with all that, you're probably asking, why am I complaining? Well, that's because in the middle of the movie, there's this small montage of Mito and Asuna grinding levels and having fun and eating pasta. And yeah, I get it. It's the calm before the storm. It's them being relaxed until things completely go downhill, and it shows their friendship. But it felt like we took a few steps backwards, honestly. I would have much rather seen Asuna and Mito struggling and barely getting by, but them still laughing. I feel like if we would have seen this, it would have painted their friendship better because no matter what, they can still laugh even if they are in this hell game that is called SAO. Another thing I feel weird about is how after Mito leaves the party and Asuna goes through her arc of needing to learn how to move forward and stuff, she eventually reunites with Mito, and instead of trying to like patch things up, she immediately just leaves and follows Kirito. I mean, I sort of understand why, but at the same time, it feels weird. I think it would have been better if Asuna tried going back with her friend, but then realized that their viewpoints are now different and that they can't really go back to how they were before because it's awkward. So instead, Asuna decides to follow Kirito because he saved her and they work well together. I feel like that would have been so much better. Though, looking back on it, I do think that was supposed to be the idea, but didn't really come across like that because they ran out of time or they wanted to set up a sequel, or yeah, I really don't know. It's pretty clear that Asuna, Kirito, and Mito are going to form a party in the future, so that's pretty exciting. But yeah, overall, I love this movie and I had a great time watching it. It definitely captured the magic that I felt when I first watched SAO, and I'm very excited for the second movie that's going to come out pretty soon, actually. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say, so thank you all so much for watching, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye!